Welcome, 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 people. Hope that you can hear me well. Um, big day, big day. This is actually the first live on IVD Press as well. So I'm trying to get some things together, involved right now. It's my first time doing it here. Thanks to everybody that has liked, subscribed, and hit the bell on our YouTube page. If you hadn't already, please do that. I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy though. Please do that. So let me get some things set up while I'm live, and we can go. And if you in here already, go ahead and say something. I'm gonna put in the comments right here. Go ahead and say something. Get comfortable and let's do it. All right. Look like we good. Got some people involved, man, and checking us out right now. So I really want to get on here and talk sports today. IVD Press Sports is a real thing. I got some nice people involved in it, some great analysts that you may know that's going to be involved in it as well. So, y'all, just hit me up. Let me know if you want to be involved with it. If you're really into sports like that, I really wanted to get people that's really into sports and down to talk sports anything. So just let me know, and we can pretty much go from there. I got I got a few things I want to talk about, but I know the main thing is LiAngelo Ball. So LiAngelo Ball is a Ball brother of the Ball family. You hadn't checked them out on Facebook, please check them out. He's the middle brother in the Ball family. Um, he had a situation in China that stopped him from being in college. We didn't stop him from being in college, but he got pulled out because they said they wasn't going to play him at UCLA. And that's really the breakdown of what happened with him and his reasons for going another route as far as how can I say it, as far as generic route to get in the NBA. And it's crazy how things works out because it worked out in his favor to a point, especially his little brother favor. I think his little brother got the best of it. And I think that's what really helped them along the way and what they're doing. So I just really wanted to break down to y'all. He went to Lithuania. He played and just um, just an all around good dude. Everybody know him for being a good dude. But again, it's not even about being a good dude. It's about playing basketball. I got somebody coming in right now. Let me see what this says. This FYF. If this FYF say something,
Yo,
say something,
what's up?
say something. How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Man. I seen your video earlier, bro.
Yeah, man, I seen that news drop. I'm gonna be talking about it later today as well. But yeah, that's crazy. Which I had a
Yeah.
feeling, especially when I seen him in his more recent workouts, and when I saw he slimmed up some. I said, man, he must really been in the lab. And then at the same time, I think I don't want to be the next. Like if I'm a GM, I'm like, you got two brothers that's already in the NBA, and they both pretty good players. Like, are we
Right.
really gonna just keep passing up on this third one? Like he can't play, and I think it's worth a shot. It's not gonna cost you no money to give him a shot. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you see all these other guys get a shot. All these old players who had multiple chances with multiple teams. You give somebody new a chance that ain't nobody scouted for, nobody game plan. You ain't really, and he might be able to surprise you. So I think it's going to work out for Detroit. I think he's going to be on that roster. And even if they don't keep him, I think another team's going to be there to scoop him up. Um,
You go ahead.
yeah, so, I mean, I like it. I like the move. I'm glad. I'm proud. Like I said, LeVar again proved to be prophetic. He said it, and he stood on it. He never backed down from it. And the good thing, the crazy thing is Jello never stopped working.
Yeah.
So they all must have knew something we didn't because he kept working. He didn't. give up. He could have easily gave up and went overseas and sought out an overseas contract and just been content with that. Like, and he, like, and then he kept pushing for the NBA, and then there it is right there. So I mean, salute to Jello, man. I like it.
Yeah, I like the movie as well, man. And as watching the Ball brothers from high school to college to overseas, everything, it's like me personally, he always been the better shooter. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if he run down and you put him in the corner and you give him the ball, you pass the ball, he's going to shoot it. And I think that's how LeVar trained him in particular. I ain't think I know he trained all his boys to try to no play all positions, but something different about LiAngelo. It's like they put their ball in his hands, not on the dribble a lot, but off the dribble. And
Mm-hmm.
he, to me, he trained his boys to be on the same team. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you see how they work. Like, so that's why you got Lonzo. He's really awesome in these areas. And then you got LaMelo. He's the youngest, so he gonna be the most flashy one. You know, he gonna be the dribble between the legs because you gotta think about it. It's like all of them came up in the LeBron James era.
Yep.
So it's like it's like LeBron James, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, those type of situations right there. So I think that he trained them to play together, but I think all of them make their teammates better. Do that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I see you on mute, but yeah, I think that's what it is, man. And I'm excited to see what they are doing with him because I mean he's an all around player. He can dribble. He's not as fast as his brothers, but he's the better shooter. So I just want to do a quick live. This is my first time going live on the IVD press page on
Mm.
Facebook.
Oh, that's
So
what's up.
yeah, so it's a pleasure to have you on here, bro. If y'all don't know who FIF Live Debates is, he's on YouTube and his following is huge. Every time I get on the live, it's over 1,000 people watching. So
Hey, I don't even know how, man. I don't even know why people listen, but hey, I get they like it. I'm gonna keep doing it.
hey, I mean, why not? Why not? And it's a blessing for you to even allow me on your platform, bro. And I want to make sure you know that.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Everybody welcome over there. Everybody.
Yeah, yeah. But one thing I'm trying to do with the IVD press is because the IVD press been a thing since 2012 on Facebook is where I share information. It started locally. Now I'm sharing information on all kind of stuff. I got a chief writer, on deck,
Hmm.
and it's really good. So I just expanded it last month to Facebook and Instagram. So the love that I'm getting from Facebook, I mean not Facebook, but Instagram and YouTube. So the love I'm getting from YouTube and everybody else just over it hadn't even been a full month yet. I really appreciate y'all for shouting me out with the IVD press, and I was already doing videos and vlogs and stuff on my regular page, so I'm trying to take a lot of my sports stuff off of my actual page and put it into the IVD press sports.
Yeah, you should turn those articles into audio books, and that'll just give you more places to put the content because that's some good articles. But you got so many people that don't really take the time to sit down and read throughout the day. Sometimes
Mhm.
they just want to hear the audio. Maybe they sitting in the office looking at a computer screen all day. You can get those narrated all. I can send you a few people who narrate those, turn it into audio books, and then you can really expand that right there because them are some really good articles right there.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. And the thing is, that was literally the next goal because I actually got somebody that can do it. And they got computer automate stuff that can do it. But when you first get news,
Hmm.
when you first get it, it's like you want to put it out there like right
Yeah,
then when you get it. So
yeah.
I know it's faster for me to do it like that. But I'm 100% agrees with you on that, man. And that's something that I actually got somebody to do that already. But like I said, I'm just a month in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
As far as IVD press.
Hey,
So
that's what's up, then. Hey, you doing pretty good. That's only a month. That's good quality. I like it. Just
yeah,
keep
yeah.
posting.
See, the thing is, I've been doing it on YouTube for, like I said, I've been doing it on Facebook since 2012. But I'm
Oh,
just,
damn.
Yeah, I just put it on YouTube and Instagram like last month. So I appreciate everybody for rocking with me, everybody for liking, subscribing, hitting the bell on
Mhm.
and everything, man. But so what do you see for LiAngelo Ball? What do you see for him in his first year in the NBA?
I see this, and this is I don't see him playing a full year with the Pistons. I
Okay.
see I see the Pistons liking him, but maybe waiving him. But I see him doing well enough to where another team picks him up, and he has like a more locked in role with a contending team. I think he's the type of player where you plug him into a contending team and you give him a set role, as opposed to on a Piston team where nobody really has any defined roles because they don't really have no true direction right now. Like, are they're in the middle of a big time rebuild. They're more so into player development, and Jello is not the type of guy. I don't know if player development is really gonna help him because he's not gonna be your franchise player, but he can be a a long time NBA like really good role player if you put him in the right role. So I think, I mean, but maybe he could, like, he surprised me by getting signed by Detroit. So maybe he might surprise me and he might be better than what I'm expecting. So I don't want to lock and limit him into that type of box until I actually see him play. But if I had to take a guess right now, that would be my guess.
Okay. Because the thing is, man, I think that they see with the same thing the OKC Blue scene. Because, like I said, I've been following, and I know you've been following as well. But it's like, man, I see something different with him than the other boys. Like when LeVar Ball say, he gonna be the highest scorer. You know what I'm saying? In the NBA, in the first 3 years, he's gonna have
Mhm.
one of those years. He's gonna be the biggest scorer. I literally can see that just based off of what he done. Like even in at Chino Hills, like he was the highest scorer in all of California.
Yeah, and that's big time.
Yeah, that's not something small to look at. So I think as far as what he's doing and as far as what he's going to do, if he just go there and shoot that shot, man, I just believe it. He's the better shooter out of the other two boys. And this is another thing I want to say. And if y'all just tuning in, we talk about LiAngelo Ball. Is now a Detroit Piston. The thing I wanted to say is they compare him to his brothers. They don't compare him to the other players like that, like other people that just 19, 18, 19 years old going to the NBA. And the thing is that to me, you can't compare him. I don't think they should compare him to his brothers because for one of his brother went number two in the draft, and the
Hmm.
other one was a media sensation before he even went to the draft.
Right.
And so he's been compared to these guys for a while now. And the thing is, I want them to compare him to actual people that's coming from college, like actual players that's coming from college to see what he did, to see where he going. That's what I would like, and I think that's a high comparison for him coming from his background with coming from Lithuania, being in the JBA. A lot of people say JBA don't count, but man, I watched the JBA. Man, it's like they shot a lot, they shot a whole lot, but
Right.
that's how LeVar trained them. But if you don't practice that shot, you don't shoot that shot, you ain't got a chance of making a shot if you don't shoot it.
That's facts. That's
So
facts.
so that's where I'm at, man. I want people to actually see him as a ball player, to actually see him as a basketball player, and and a lot of people don't even do research. They just say he can't play,
Hmm.
and that to me that's not cool. And like you've
Well,
been
you got fans. Here's the problem with fans, and I have to call out a lot of people. Like I consider, like, a lot of people might not agree. Like Ticket TV, I feel like he's the biggest fan, and fans look at basketball all wrong. And what you do is fans fall in love with players. You get too emotionally connected. You fall in love with the moves, the highlights, Like the greatest players got signature moves. The Jordans, the Kobe's, the Kareem's signature moves. Uh, there are a lot of great players that don't have them signature moves, that don't have all the flash. But these are the most important guys, the Scottie Pippens and the Dennis Rodmans, like the guys that do all the junkyard dog work. This is what makes championship teams churn. And so LiAngelo was the player that did all of the ugly stuff that Lonzo and LaMelo didn't do, that made that team really work. The same with the other two guys. Like you got Eli Scott, who was had a similar role. You had Onyeka, who was also similar, the junkyard dogs, but they also found themselves in the NBA as well, because the NBA needs those guys. And I think when fans will, Ticket TV said Dennis Rodman was a bum and couldn't play defense. And I said, what? I said that, and then the same thing with Scottie Pippen. Oh, he was just a role player. Jordan didn't. He didn't do it. If it wasn't for Jordan, I was like, are y'all serious? Like that's what I mean. You when you start to be a fan, you really forget what real basketball, like what it takes to have a great basketball team. And so if you understand the game, you understand that shooting translates to any style of basketball, whether it's overseas, whether it's NBA. If you can shoot at an elite level, you and you and you're in shape, you can stay healthy, you can fit in the NBA. This is why Kyle Korver's still in the NBA. Like,
Yeah.
like what like he has no real other, he doesn't have any real, but he's not a great defender. He's not really great at anything but shooting, but he's still in the NBA. That just tells you the value on shoot. We just saw Joe Harris get what 80 million because he can shoot. He doesn't do
Yes.
anything too spectacular. Look at Davis Bertans for Washington, just got 85 million. Like, who is Davis Bertans? But he can shoot elite level. So elite level shooting is at a premium right now. And Jello is coming into the NBA at the perfect time where teams actually will value that role more than ever.
I got you. I got you. And I totally agree with that, man, because I look at a lot of people when they ask me like my favorite players. Like my favorite players not not 100% what everybody say. Like Scottie Pippen is probably one of my biggest favorites. You know,
Yeah. Oh,
why,
yeah. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorites, too.
yeah, I mean, because I can honestly say, man, Jordan needed Scottie.
Oh, facts.
Not saying that Jordan wasn't no dog. You know what I'm saying? To me, Jordan hands down one of the greatest to ever do it. But Scottie Pippen, like, oh my gosh, just to see how they work together. And I think that's why I feel like they needed each other to go for Jordan to have 6 rings, you know what I'm saying? And not lose the finals. So I honestly believe that Jello Ball could be that Scottie Pippen to somebody because he's not a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see him just having the ball the whole time. I mean, wherever he go, they'll have to train him up real good to be a
Yeah.
point guard. But I see him as a shooting guard. So if he played a role that Lonzo played in LA, he gonna be amazing. Just run, go into corner, run, go in the corner. If they play him like that, he's gonna shoot their ball, and 9 times 10 he gonna hit it. So I know I'm so excited about LiAngelo being a part of the Pistons. Like you said, so you say you don't think he's gonna stay. So what you think was gonna happen? They might play him in the preseason and see what he do.
I think it's primarily. I don't think it's because skill. Like, I think he's going to show that he's a good player. But I think there are times in NBA where teams have to waive guys because they're on a different direction. Like, he's a good player, but we can't use him right now because we're not ready. We're like, if they were contending and they had really good players on that team and they had a direction, and you got a set role for him right now, that makes it much easier for him to fit in. Right now, he has no real role. Like, they're just telling him to really to go out there and hoop right now. Because everybody right now on their roster, Killian Hayes and all them guys, is all player development. Look at all of the young guys that they have right now. It's all about player development. Jello, I don't think he's at his stage in his career. Um, is I don't think it's much more player development you can do with his game. I think he can fit in and contribute because of the way he can shoot the ball. So I think because of the direction of the team, now he may come in and immediately fit in and have a great role, and they can maybe finesse him in the trade bait, or they can keep him for the long term. Again, this is just my assumption that I can only guess right now, and I'm wrong a lot on these things. You never know, but I think he's in the NBA to stay. That's the one thing. I don't think he's gonna get waived and never see another NBA team. I think even if he does get waived, another team's gonna scoop him up. Because again, shooting is at a premium right now. We just watched the NBA overpay shooters all
Right.
over the board. And the value of shooting right now is at an all-time high. If he shows that he can be an elite shooter, he's going to be on an NBA roster for the next 10 years. That's all he has to do is be able to make it on the NBA level. And so, then I think what's going to help him is, which it's been helping a lot of young guys, no fans in the stadiums right now. So it's like you playing practice games. So right now he has the best opportunity in the world. No pressure from fans, no big crowds. You just doing what you normally do on an everyday basis, playing in an empty gym. Just go do your thing, do what you normally do, and let your game speak for itself. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, because he got the quality, and just like his brothers, he's been in the big lights before. You know, even coming just watching the JBA games and seeing him, seeing what the LA Ballers was doing, and then him coming in and basically changing that team. Like, to me, those are those missing piece type people. Like, but I honestly, I can see him going to Detroit, and I can see him making those shots, and I can see them keeping him. But I think what I would want to happen is him to do so good that they trade him and he get paid. You know, he get an actual contract from another team and get paid based off people believing him. And that's what LeVar been saying the whole time. You know, my boy's going to play good, especially with people that believe in him. And just even on the LeVar Ball, I watched a video today, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I love how you how you're not a yes man. You know, if you see a flaw, you say it's a flaw. Even when it comes to LeVar Ball, and just giving him his props for his boys getting in the NBA is more than amazing. But you said on your video, man, I can't give all the credit to LeVar. His boys had to work for that. No, Jello had to work for that. Lonzo and Melo, they had to work for their positions, even if he's just the the mastermind in the background. They still had to go out there and perform. And I think that's what happened with Melo Jello Ball, is that he had an opportunity to perform and get on the team at OKC, and I did a report on it with the OKC coach got a head coaching job in the NBA now. So you never know, because he believed in him enough to put him on the team. So I think the things that we're not seeing is the really important things that's happening. Like, cause he is a awesome player to me. He's my favorite out of all three boys. And I know a lot of people probably don't agree with that, but he's my favorite out of all three boys. But I believe that OKC believed in him because they seen something. And I believe that Detroit did the same thing, and that's why he's on the roster.
That's facts. I mean, again, the main thing is because the main reason I emphasize that right there is because before I dropped my story, I was listening to Ticken, and he said, "Oh, the only reason he got signed was because of LeVar's big mouth." I was like, "You don't get signed to the NBA because somebody's big mouth. Like it's the people getting signed to the NBA is not an accident. Like when you get offered an NBA contract, whether it's non-guaranteed or like Dwight Howard had a non-guaranteed contract last year." That tells you right there, anybody can get a non-guaranteed contract. Getting an NBA contract ain't easy. Yeah. And it's just odd that people say stuff like that, because if you don't if you never hooped at a high level, you don't understand the work that it takes and the sacrifice that it takes to even get to that level. And through all the injuries, like I said, out of all the brothers, he's had every reason to quit. LeVar was going to make sure that he was going to be a millionaire, whether he hooped or not.
Right.
And he stuck with it. He didn't give up, and to still be considered an NBA caliber player. Obviously, he is because he just got an NBA contract. That tells you a lot right there about him, not LeVar. That tells you a lot about him because we see all these kids right now who silver spoon. They stop working. You know, they feel too entitled, and we haven't seen that with Jello. Like if he felt entitled, he would have stopped working a long time ago.
Right.
So I mean, that's why I got to give him more so the credit than anybody because he's the one that didn't give up. He's the one that went through all the injuries and kept grinding, and he did this for himself more than anything, and then for everybody else.
I got you. I got you. But one thing I can say is, when it comes to Lonzo, well, I just question more so a question than anything. Do you think Lonzo would have went number two if it wasn't for his pops? Basically pressing down on LA. He was basically saying this is one of your own. You know, he went to elementary, high school, college. You know, like,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that LA was forced because of LeVar Ball? I know he earned it because he did really good, and I believe if he wouldn't have got the information about Tina before that game, they probably could have won the championship.
Yeah,
But do you think that LeVar Ball had uh, a little bit to do with that?
that's see that again right there is when that narrative gets pushed, that's fans talking.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think these are NBA teams with
Mm-hmm.
NBA level scouts, with NBA level GMs and coaches who are watching these players from high school to college to AAU to whatever level they play. And you don't get selected in the NBA draft if just because somebody runs their mouth and says you good. I mean, if it was that easy, then everybody be having somebody um, stand behind them and yeah, oh, he's the best, he's the GOAT, he's better than stuff. Like if it was that easy to impress the Lakers, like this is the Lakers organization we talking about.
Right.
Magic, Kobe, Shaq, they didn't seen some of the best players of all time, and you think LeVar Ball convinced them to draft Lonzo? Come on, man. That it was hours of scouting, video, workouts, seeing what's best for the team, and at the time, that was the right move. But what this is what changed all of that. LeBron James wanted to come to LA, and you can't have LeBron and Lonzo on the same team because they play the exact same role.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your number two pick playing the same role as LeBron. Well, obviously, I got to choose LeBron, which puts my number two pick on the back burner, which is going to affect his growth. So now we have to move him, and now he has to get acclimated to a whole new system with new players over there. And so Lonzo is going to be great. He's going to be fine. Um, and he got drafted. He deserved the number two pick at the time. No, like there were people saying, "Oh yeah, De'Aaron Fox." Like, but there was only maybe one or two guys that you were thinking draft ahead of Lonzo. You weren't thinking everybody. Like, and he's had his ups and downs because of the circumstances. But at the end of the day, he's still a solid player, and I
Yeah.
can't take that away from him. He earned that.
Yeah, I feel like that too because just watching what the tape speak for itself. The Chino Hills tape, the UCLA tape, it speaks for itself. But my thing with Lonzo is I honestly believe that he didn't have the confidence because of his coach. Because I would think that as an organization and you got that much money that you get the number two pick, even the year before, I think it was Brandon Ingram, like you would build a team around him. Like what you think was in the mind of LA when they got Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball, and it's like I feel like they kind of dropped the ball with it, or I know it was other people available to put around them, but and it was a real young team as well. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I think with a young team, like all young teams are going to struggle. Like the Sixers went through their growing pains. The Kings are going through their growing pains with their young players. When you have young players, you're gonna have growing pains, and that's all they were dealing with. They didn't have enough time to really gel and for us to see how good they could be together. LeBron threw a monkey wrench in all the Lakers' plans. When LeBron said he was coming to LA, well, our whole the whole direction of the organization is changing for LeBron. We gotta trade young guys. We gotta get vets in here because now we contended for championships. As soon as you get LeBron, you can't play for the future. You got to play for winning a championship now. And having young guys on your roster, that's not a team full of young guys is not going to win a championship. That's
Right.
never. I can't remember. I can't remember a time in NBA history when that's happened. Like I think back on it, it's usually veteran loaded teams that win it all, and that was just they just happened to be, you know, caught in the middle of that. And LeBron, I mean, that's just the NBA, and that's what Magic was trying to tell him. This is the business of the NBA, and that will happen to any team in the NBA. If LeBron says, "I want to go to the New York Knicks next year," well, you know what the New York Knicks are going to do? They're going to dump all of those young guys, and they're going to bring in old vets, and they're going to play for championships. This is any team. So I don't knock it. I think the Lakers did the right thing. I like the situation that Lonzo's in now. Um, and they're going to be good. I like the situation that Lamelo's in. I like the situation that Jello's in because now he has an opportunity. So I mean, it's working out. Whatever the plan's working.
I got you, man. Before we get off, man, first off, like I said, I want to thank you for tuning in with me, man. Coming into the live, bro. That really means a lot. So like I said, especially since I'm really just starting this platform off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Question, man. In game, what Ball brothers, as of right now, what Ball brothers you think will have a ring? All of them, one of them, two of them, or individual? From what you see right now.
Yeah, it's tough. If I had to guess first, no, this is gonna be a weird response. But if I had to guess first, I honestly think it's gonna be Jello, which is weird because this is why because I firmly believe his skill sets fit best on a team that's competing to win a championship. 3-and-D guy with a locked in role. And obviously, like I said earlier, I don't see him staying with Detroit. I see a Clipper team that needs more guards and needs more shooting. A Laker team that could use him at the end of more shooting, as always. Some of these competitive teams, the Rockets could use them. I mean, there are teams that could use a guy like that coming off the bench just to add more shooting. I mean, the Sixers could definitely use more shooting. I mean, if you got a Ben Simmons penetrating, all you have to do is stand in the corner and catch and shoot threes. These are teams that could use a player just like Jello that all are competing for championships. So if I had to guess, I would say Jello because of how he fits in with some of the best teams in the NBA right now.
I got you. And what's crazy, I asked that because I was thinking the same thing because he's more so of a helper player. He like Lonzo is pretty much starting point guard. He the star, you know. And look, LaMelo got the whole city on his back right now. He for to be LeBron, you know. He for to be the LeBron of Charlotte. So I think by him being I hope by the end of the year he does so good that he's starting for somebody. But even by him being a six man, I think that he probably would get the ring first, man. Just thinking about people like Giannis' brother, he was just on the right team. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. But see, when you're the go-to guy, because you're not easily traded. Usually, when you're Lonzo and LaMelo position, you get drafted to a bad team.
mhm.
So now you have to help build up a bad franchise and make them into contenders, and then you have to hope that you can turn into championship contenders, as opposed to Jello, who he's not coming in. He obviously he's going into a bad Pistons team. I don't see him staying with that team, but I can see him being added to a contending team as a piece to make it work. So just like I said, I think it's going to be Jello, which is odd. That's the craziest thing about it. But I mean, it's just how the NBA works. It's the business of the NBA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, and I'm excited to see what's the future is for LiAngelo Ball, man. Like I said, he's my when it comes to the Ball brothers, I think he's my favorite player as far as them all together because he and then he got, it's like he feel like he probably got so much to prove too. So I think that he gonna come out. He make those shots, man. And what's crazy about Jello too, a lot of people don't really take in consideration that he can dribble the ball too. Like he can actually move with the ball. He's not just a run to the corner shooter, but he's not LaMelo. He's not Lonzo, but he is good with the ball as well. So I can see him bring the ball down a few times, getting it straight out of bounds to start to play. I just want him to get in where he fit in. I think that he should be long term in the NBA. I think that he will be a awesome piece to a Clipper team, uh, or yeah, Clippers or Sixers. I think that he could be an awesome piece of those teams, and I just want to see him to be great and grow, man. And if you hadn't already, if you're listening right now, you all can go to the YouTube right now, IVD Press. Check us out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And please make sure and go to FYS Sports Debate on YouTube. When I tell you, this man has like the craziest videos. He has an awesome following, man. Like everything everything's so professional, man. And he just like looking at his stuff, man. Just should inspire people that want to get into sports and want to be mediators of sports and things like that to happen. Like watch his stuff, man. You get a lot of information from what he do. And big shouts out to AB too. AB was one of the first people to bring me in, and Ball Facts and DKM and Hoop Jogging. Like everybody that rocking me, I appreciate it. What's it? What's the guy? GZ Hoops, OG Rafa. Like all them people have been rocking. And this is IVD Press. So is there anything you want to say, man? FYM, man, because I truly appreciate you coming on my platform, man. You really don't have to do it, bro. You really didn't have to do it. But anything you want to say, man?
Nah, hey, just keep grinding, man. Hey, I just started in May myself, so I'm still kind of new, but just kind of hit the ground running, and you had a few lucky bounces, and things just kind of falling into place. So, hey, what you got doing is you got the multiple streams of media with the articles and the publications and the YouTube. So just stay at it. You're gonna be up late for the first 6 7 months editing it, but hey, it's gonna all pay off. Just keep grinding. You good.
Yeah, because like I said, I even on my actual personal page, I be playing with that, man. I gotta give it more attention. I got about 5,000 subscribers that I'm not taking advantage of right now, almost. So we just gonna push this. We're gonna keep it popping, man. Hopefully I can have you in on another live and we can talk some more sports. And we just, like I said, IVD Press, we don't just talk sports. If you go to IVD Press on YouTube, we talk about anything media related. I just did a piece today on what was that I did a piece on today? On the first wrestler that won the Intercontinental Championship belt. He died on today at 79, Pat Patterson. And so I just did a piece on that. Y'all go and check it out and stay tuned. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Shouts out to FYF Sports Debate. If you hadn't already, please go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit that bell, man. Blessings to you all, man. It's your
Sure.
boy Fahad. Yeah.
All right.
So
Salute.
what'd you say?
I said salute. Yeah.
Day. Well, stay on FYF when I get off, man. But I'm about to log off. It's your boy Fahari V. This is son of double AG and it's IVD all day. IVD Press. Subscribe today.